Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. This week, I would like to talk about what can a con woman teach you about love. And no, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the TV show Imposters on Bravo. If you've seen it, it's one of my new favorite shows. And the basic premise is that there's this woman and she gets guys to fall in love with her. She marries them and then she disappears with all their money. On to the next mark, on to the next victim. And so I was watching it and she said something to her mark, as they're called, and my ears perked up and I said, hey, because I knew that's something that you say that guys like to hear. And I thought, wow, they must have a dating expert or coach consulting them on this show. And so I continued to watch and I picked up 3 things that she said that I think will work well. No, not if you want to con someone out of their money, but basically as a way to ingratiate yourself, let's say, to have the guy, I don't know if they're going to fall in love, or even the woman. Some of these lines can be used for women, but it's definitely going to score you some points and set you apart from the crowd. But use these for good and not for evil, or I will hunt you down. Okay, so the first line that she said was, "You're my knight in shining armor." And I say it like that because she used this very feminine voice, which I think is part of the allure. So if you want to say it in a more feminine voice, it's up to you. I don't know. So obviously this can only be used on guys because you don't usually say to a woman, "You're my knight in shining armor." And the reason it works so well is because guys like to think of themselves as a knight in shining armor coming to rescue the damsel in distress. They like to think of themselves as a hero and they want to be your hero. And a lot of times when there's problems in relationships, it's because they don't feel like they're your hero the way that you're treating them. They feel like they're your villain instead. And the context in which she said, "You're my knight in shining armor," was that she was waiting right outside the building where she worked for this guy. And it was raining and she didn't have an umbrella. And then he came out and he said, "Oh, come under my umbrella." And that's when she said, "You're my knight in shining armor." So it can be used for a lot of things. They don't necessarily have to save you from a tragic accident, just for any little thing, even if they open a jar for you that you can't open and go, "Oh, you're my knight in shining armor." And you'll see them light up just for any little thing that they do. Guys really do want to be your hero. When I first heard about this years ago, I was like, what? Because women, we're not trying to be anybody's hero. We're not thinking, oh, I want to be his hero. There's not one cell in our body that wants to be the hero of our partner. And that's just how guys think. In fact, just before recording this, I actually heard the story of this McDonald's worker who jumped through the drive-through window to save a customer that was having issues, and her car just took off without her. And afterwards, he was being interviewed, and he said, "My brain went into hero mode." So that's how guys' brains works. Their brains go into hero mode. Women's brains, they don't. So that's the big difference between men and women. So use this only on a guy. All right. The next one is, "I know people think you're a jerk, but they don't know the real you." And she said this because, well, his character, he was a real jerk. And she knew he was a jerk, but of course, she's playing him. She's conning him. And so she acknowledged that, because if she were to say, "Oh, you're just so wonderful," he'd be like, "Is she crazy? Everyone knows I'm a jerk." So she's acknowledging that people think he's a jerk, but they don't know the real him. And this will get a reaction because a lot of people feel misunderstood, even like bad guys, even like criminals. They're thinking, yeah, I may be bad, but la la la. Everyone feels justified in what they're doing. No matter what they're doing, no matter how bad it is, even if they think that it's bad, they at least feel 51% justified. And so if you let them know, yes, I understand, I see the real you, because everyone has the real them that they only show to a few people, hopefully their family, close friends, and that's about it. So if you can say that you see the real them, it's like, wow, because that's what people want, to just be able to relax and be themselves and not be judged. And so here she's not judging him. It's like, I know people say you're a jerk, but they don't know the real you. Because everyone at their core thinks that they're, well, I'm good, I mean, I had to do this, this, and this, but, at my core, I'm good. I know I'm a good person. Unless, of course, they're a psychopath, then that's another issue. So if you use that line about they don't know the real you, then it's really effective, because you're saying that you do see through the facade and everything else, and you do see the real them, and that's very attractive when someone can understand you and see the real you, especially if you don't have to explain it. I was with a friend of mine once who knew me quite well, and we were with a friend of his, and his friend was trying to pick me up, and my friend who knew me said, listen, don't give it up. Don't even try. She's not interested in you because she blah, 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 blah. And then he went on to give the reasons why I would never be interested in him. And he was right. And I didn't have to tell my friend this. He knew, he knew the real me, and that was very attractive. Okay, and then finally, the third line is, she said, it's not you. You're perfect. Do you like my sarcasm? And the context that this was said in was when he tried to make a move after the first date, and she pulled away, and he said, oh, I'm sorry. And she said, no, it's not you. You're perfect. It's me. So when you reject someone, you want to let them know it's not them, because they're automatically going to think, oh my God, she doesn't like me. There's something wrong with me. La, 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 la. And so if you reassure someone, no, you're perfect. That's the key word. You're perfect. It's not you. Then it's like, oh, okay, good. Okay. Whew. It's not me. Okay, it's her. So if you have to turn someone down for something, or you have to make them wait, or you can't see them until next week, or la la, or whatever, if you let them know that, no, don't worry, it's not you. You are perfect. I'm the one that has the issue. I'm the one that has to deal with this. I'm the la la la. And they'll feel reassured, and they'll love you for it, because you said that they're perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go through the 3 lines. We'll call them again. But remember, use them for good and not for evil. All right, the first one, you're my knight in shining armor. The second one, I know people think you're a jerk, but they don't know the real you. And finally, it's not you, you're perfect. So if you do use any of these lines, I would love to hear the results you have, especially when you say them. Look at the person and look into their eyes, and you will see their eyes get big, and you'll see a smile come over their face, and they'll be very happy to hear this. So write to me and let me know what results you get. And you can contact me at my website, theartoflove.net. If you are interested in private coaching, of course, you can also contact me at that website. If you're listening to this on iTunes, I would really appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast. And finally, until next time, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.